gut string classical guitar that I would encourage you to learn a lot of the single line violin concerto type pieces and things like that. This is a lick that I developed that's kind of a variation on a fairly commonly played lick that's most of the time when it's played it's picked, all the notes are picked. And I developed a way to play it that it's still picking but it gives it a more legato sound. Let me play it for you. Okay, this lick is a variation on rhythmic groupings of fours on 3 notes per string, which is a pretty popular lick. It's been done by a lot of people. Al Di Meola, Yngwie, different people. And normally it's just played with groups of fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And people pick every note on it, and it's a certain sound that way. It's a staccato type of sound. But this way you can do it, and it gets a more legato sound, and you can use that kind of floating of the pick technique. Also, the important thing to keep in mind, the way I do the picking on licks like this is by tilting the pick. If you tilt the pick slightly in a sideways angle, for me it's comfortable to tilt it up like this. For other people it might be comfortable to tilt it down. I've seen people do it both ways. But that's one thing to remember. That gets the smooth kind of sound. But the way I do this lick is you pick 2 notes and then 2 notes not picked, 2 notes not picked, and then 1 note. So if you have 3 groups of 4s, then you have something like 1, 2, and then 2 notes not picked, and then 2 notes picked again, and then 2 notes not picked, and then 1 note picked, and then 3 not picked. So that would be 12, and you're picking 2 like that. So slow that is. And then it has a different kind of sound to it. It's more legato. Okay, so that lick gives you a different sound. It's not a staccato sound. Most of the time when that lick is played, it's staccato. And also when you play it this way, it's not really very identifiable as 4s. Instead of sounding like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you really don't know what you're hearing because the accents are kind of thrown off and it sounds more like it's more like a violin type of sound or something. Also, there's a way you can do that up where you're repeating the same thing on groups of 2 strings and then you're going to the next group of 2 strings up and then on up. So you can go up with it too. This is some variations on that using both the up and the down. One thing that's helped me a lot in passages like that is practicing in one position symmetrically across the neck. It doesn't make sense as any scale or anything, but it's just so you could go. That's kind of a medium speed. Fast would be. And that way you can concentrate on getting the coordination down between the 2 hands, and you don't have to worry about a lot of different shifting for scales and stuff. And you'll find that once you have the basic coordination down, just in a symmetrical shape, then it'll be a lot easier to move it into whatever scale you want, if you want to do it in a major scale or a minor scale. But the first key is getting the coordination down. And then you can even practice things like chromatically moving up the neck during the same coordination, which is more difficult.